Good evening, everybody out there to see thy wealth, water your health, drink a glass of water. And I want to start this off by saying I'm not anti vaccine, I'm pro choice. I'm always a fan of you being able to make a decision on your own and deal with the consequences behind that. I never got the jab. I really didn't see no point in it based on how I take care of my wealth, which is my health. And I've been fine up until this point without it. In and out of airports, in and on and off airplanes, in and out of all social settings. In fact, most of the people, not that's around me, but some people that was around me prior to right now have had the jab and they was more sick. They've gotten more sick than I have more often. And they continue to eat their life, their diet is still the same way. Um, and I do credit the way I eat to why I haven't been as sick as a lot of those individuals, even though they were um, shot with whatever they were shot up with. So it says here in the news that Trump orders into federal funding for schools that require COVID vaccine. And while I don't agree with Trump on a lot of things, I must say, again, you should be able to have the choice to do what you want to do when it comes to taking a shot. President Donald Trump on Friday signed an executive order halting federal funds for schools that require students to be vaccinated against coronavirus before they can attend classes in person. Trump's administration has already taken steps to end coronavirus vaccine requirements at the federal level, including for green card applicants and reinstated service members who were discharged for refusing the vaccine. The order states that some school districts and universities continue to coerce children and young adults into taking the COVID-19 vaccine by conditioning their education on it, and warns that others could re-implement such mandates. It calls for the Secretary of Education, working with the Secretary of Health and Human Services, to provide a plan to end coronavirus school mandates, including a list of federal grants and contracts provided to schools and universities that do not abide by the new executive order, which was first reported by Breitbart News. The president was joined at the Oval Office event by members of his cabinet, with Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy saying that the decision to vaccinate should be up to students, parents, and if you're in college, it should be up to you. Currently, COVID vaccines are no longer required in K through 12 schools across the country. According to two nonprofit health policy research organizations, Immunize.org and the National Academy for State Health Policy, only 15 colleges in the U.S. still require COVID shots, according to No College Mandates, a group advocating for an end to coronavirus vaccine mandates. On the campaign trail, Trump pledged to strip funding for schools that require vaccines and masks for students and said he would not allow schools to impose COVID mandates. Trump's proposal sparked concerns at the time about funding for schools in states that require most students to be immunized from diseases like measles and polio. A Trump spokesperson clarified that he was referring to COVID vaccines. Trump's health secretary, Robert F. Kennedy, is amongst the most high-profile vaccine critics, urging greater scrutiny of vaccines as part of an effort that allies refer to as vaccine safety. Critics view Kennedy as anti-vaccine. Kennedy was sworn in this week with a promise to address a chronic disease epidemic and after overcoming resistance from some members of Congress by vowing to maintain vaccine access for Americans. In his first interview after being sworn in, Kennedy reiterated his pledge, but said he intends to more closely monitor vaccine side effects. Trump took questions in the Oval Office and signed another executive order to establish a new energy council, as members of his cabinet stood beside him to voice support for the move, which he said aims to ramp up domestic oil and gas prices. I think this is going into another topic now. But like I said, and when I first started, I'm not anti-vaccine, I'm pro-choice. What y'all think? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Is Trump bugging by taking away funding from schools that want to impose vaccine mandates and mask mandates? Or do you think that parents should have the ability to say whether their kids should get a vaccine and not be threatened with their children not being able to attend that school? And for colleges, do you think the colleges should Do you think that the individuals attending the college should be able to have the choice of not taking the vaccine or be pushed into getting the vaccine if they want to attend that college? Me personally, I think the parents should have the ability to decide for their children. And I think you as a young adult, you should be able to decide whether you want to get something in your arm or not. And that's my stance on it. I've always had that stance on it, at least since I come into the community of wanting to control my own health, which is my wealth. You know, I feel like you should have that choice. And I stand by that still to this day. And with that, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Costs you nothing. Peace.